You can walk into any classroom, from wild kinders to sleepy seniors, and keep things under control. I will show you how to manage behaviors, gain respect, and actually enjoy your subbing day. So I figured I would start with the basics from K through 12 that are kind of like the same thing. So first is always to arrive early. Sounds silly being a class management thing. It's really not, but when you think about it, if you arrive 15 to 30 minutes early, that gives you enough time to go to the bathroom and do what you need to do, and find the bathrooms if you're new to the school. You can ask questions when you're looking at the lesson plan. You have time to look over the lesson plan and see what you need to get done for it. Maybe you have to set up for the day, who knows? Or you just need to read the lesson plan 20 million times like I do. So getting there early, 15 to 30 minutes ahead of time, I think is acceptable. The other thing too is building rapport with the students. So critical. We are there for the students, and it's cliche, but like, we wanted to work with kids, so why not build rapport with them? You might not have them every day, but it's important to know their names. Kids learn much better when they are talked to with their name than just a hey you. Also, just greeting them at the door, welcoming them into the classroom, letting them know that you are a safe human being to be with for the day when it's not their regular teacher, and just learning about them and caring about what they enjoy in and out of school, even caring about what assignments that they are doing in the classroom that you're in. It goes a long way. It's something small, but it goes a long way, just because kids can't learn from you if they don't know you, trust you, or even like you. So if you're not a likable person, class management is going to be like. And then lastly, K through 12, always set your expectations as soon as class starts. So important. Let them know that you're chief. Let them know that you are there to help them learn. So set your expectations. I say at least 2 to 4 expectations that you have for them, so that they can respect that and do the best that they can do. So make sure that you are using clear and consistent signals. So this can be something like a clapping pattern, like if you can hear me, clap 3 times. If you can hear me, clap 5 times. Something like that. Calls and responses are good. You can do something like, if you remember the song from Ice, or I guess it's called Ice Ice Baby, you could do stop, and then the class says collaborate and listen. Or you could do class, and then they say yes, yes. There's so many different ones out there. You don't have to use those. One thing to keep in mind too is sometimes the teacher allows you to use what they use, since those students are already used to familiarity. So you don't have to bring something new and teach them a new clapping pattern or whatever. Use visual cues. Point to pictures. You can use the quiet sign. And when I was in elementary school, it was this sign. I don't know, but I don't know why I remember it. This might just be American Sign Language. I have no idea. That way they can stay quiet, and if you're using this signal, they can all like say like, oh, she's holding that sign up, so I will, and soon everyone will have this sign up type of thing. If they keep asking you, when are we going to lunch? When are we doing this? What you can do is always, like, the teachers usually have really pretty schedule lined up for you, so like not just for you but for the students, and even in the beginning of the day you can remind them what their schedule is. A lot of them are very attractive, aesthetically pleasing, and super cool. Use positive reinforcement constantly. Call out the good behavior. I love how Jordan is sitting in crisscross applesauce and with quiet hands. Have a mystery reward or a game for them. So if we get through math class, I said that weird. So if we get through math class quietly, we'll play a really fun game to have a break. Give frequent movement breaks. Dance parties. Why not have a dance party? You can get them up, get stretching, do whatever, some head rolls, you know, shoulder stuff, just to get them, like, a lot of times they're sitting, so just get them moving, get get the blood flowing. On YouTube, there's something called Go Noodle, and it's for this age group, and they have a lot of cool brain break videos that you can do. I think it's dancing, stuff like that. You can even have a fun challenge. Use a class-wide incentive. Tally marks for good behavior that can lead into a fun activity. You can add on a few more minutes of recess. Stick to routines as much as possible. Students at this age thrive on routine. So a lot of the times in the younger grades, they're still learning how to be like in school, especially kindergarten. And so the teachers really instill routines within them. So you really don't even have to change anything. Like, what I mean by this is they come in, and then so they get off the bus, they go to their classroom, take off their backpack, take off their coats, whatever, put it in a cubby or put it in a locker, and then they come in and put their seat down that was on the desk, and then they sit there, they get their morning work, and as you do the attendance, something along those lines. And they know what to do, and it's not necessarily of you telling them what to do, they just will do it. A lot of the times the teacher will tell you in the lesson plan, like, this is their routine, so you'll know it ahead of time. Have a few go-to activities ready to go. So this could be coloring sheets, word puzzles, crossword puzzles. I think they're the same thing. Would you rather questions. That could be for if they finish early. With these grades, make sure that you start with clear expectations and be confident when you set your expectations. I'm looking for respectful voices and teamwork today. Use nonverbal cues. Hand signals, we talked about this one, you could probably still use that one. You can use countdowns or simply standing there silently to regain attention. Build quick rapport. Greet the students at the door. Ask what their names are. Always let them know that you are a kind person, excited to be with them, and that they are safe with you for the day. You can even do like a this or that questions game and get to know the students a bit. You could do this in the first 5 minutes of class. You could do that like when they all finish their work and you have time to spare. Use a reward system, group points, tally charts, or earning minutes towards a fun activity. Stay consistent with consequences. Follow through on what your expectations were. So if they go over that boundary, then have a consequence for it, not a too harsh of a consequence. So for example, talking. If they're talking when you're trying to talk, you can say something like, if we talk during directions, we're going to lose out on game time, and I really don't want that for you. Use transitions wisely. Give warnings like 2-minute warnings. And so that would go something like, okay, you guys have 2 minutes to clean up before we move on to the next thing. Or we have 2 minutes before it's time to pack up and get ready for lunch. Make the directions visual when possible. You can write it on the board, you can project it. I'm someone who was very visual. Like, if a teacher would give me a direction and would give like direction, I'd be like, huh? Whether you wrote it down, I'd be like, oh, okay, I gotta do this, check that off, I did that, oh, gotta do this, now check that off. So it helps with everyone, because not all people can be auditory. They might be more visual, and kids at this age, I think, are a little bit more visual than we think. Incorporate student helpers. You can have them pass out papers, write on the board. They can lead in the line when they're going places, like the line leader. I couldn't think of the word. Responsibility builds cooperation. Stay calm and neutral. Don't match their energy. Never match their energy. Just be a steady presence in the room. That way you're not like escalating a situation if it's like small and you're trying to like manage. Never escalate a situation. Just be neutral about it. Again, be firm. Never yell at a student. Don't want to embarrass a student. That'll get things going worse for you. Use fun attention getters. So with the attention getters, a lot of the times teachers put them in their lesson plans so you can keep the same ones that the teachers use and that the students already know what to say for when they're being too loud. But one, I think a popular one that I've heard of is hocus pocus. You say hocus pocus, and then the kids say focus, focus. So something along those lines. And like I said before, in K-2, class, class, and they say yes, yes, or if you can hear me, clap 3 times, that stuff. That works at this level as well. If you've made it this far in the video, give this video a like, a thumbs up so more substitute teachers can find this channel and gain confidence for whatever classroom that they are in. Start with respectful authority. I'm not here to babysit. I'm here to help you be productive and have a chill day. So let's make it smooth for all of us. Don't try to be cool. Be fair and consistent. So students seem to respect structure more than friendliness. Now, don't get confused between friendliness and kindness. Friendliness, don't try to be their friend. Be kind and let them know that you are someone that they can come to. But structure, having structure is really, really important for this age. Use a seating chart if this is available to you. If not, you can make one. I feel like that would be kind of hard, but if you have power. If you have the opportunity to have a seating chart from the teacher, use it. It is amazing. I love it, especially when they have the pictures on it, because you get to see like you get to see what they look like. And even if you're kind of like, okay, I want to take attendance, but I don't really want to say it out loud, or like I'll say attendance to the kids who I didn't get because sometimes they look like babies in their picture. Like, for example, doing middle school, I had like a kindergartner picture. The kid was in 8th grade. So I was just like, what? But it's easier that way. And it takes less pressure off of you. It also just prevents drama and distractions. Give clear time-bound expectations. You can say something like, you have 15 minutes for this task. Stay focused and I will be walking around to see if you need anything. That could work really well. Maybe you can give them more time. Like for us, we have 42-minute classes in middle and high school and something along those lines. And that would be a good way to get them to like finish their work. You know, you can say you have 30 minutes to do this, and then at the end you have this to do. That way they'll be like, oh, there's like a time on it. Don't try to make it too pressured for the kids who are rule followers and like, oh my gosh, and they didn't finish on time. But it's just a little way to manage the students and to get them to do their work. Keep your tone calm and direct. Firm is greater than being frustrated, and being confident is greater than having sarcasm. Now, don't get me wrong, at times you can use your sarcasm, just try not to use it either too much or at an inappropriate time. Use proximity in your presence. This I've said in a lot of other videos. Use your proximity. Walk around the classroom. And like nowadays they're on their technology, so you need to be walking around to see if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And then not only that, like sometimes their technology won't work, or maybe they're just talking. So you need them to, you just kind of go closer to them and they'll be like, ooh, she's like right there. I guess I'm just gonna do my work. So it's a nice thing to do. Plus it also just, you get your steps in for one, and if the principal walks in, it looks like you're actually doing something with the class versus just giving them their assignment and they're on their computer and sitting down at the teacher's desk. Respect their independence. Offer choices when it's appropriate. So you can say something like, you can work with a partner or you can work with yourself, but the volume level needs to be down. Now, of course, if the teacher doesn't want them to work with others, I'm sure the teacher would state that in the lesson plan, hopefully. But not all worksheets or things should be with a partner. But when the time is appropriate, or maybe they don't understand it, or they're talking too much, it's a good way to get their talking out and just doing their work if they're working with a partner. Like, just okay, if you're gonna talk, you guys are gonna work together. Use natural consequences. Say something like, if we waste time right now, we won't be able to have 5 minutes at the end of class for you guys to talk or use your cell phones. In my school district, cell phones aren't an issue with the middle school. It's 9th through 12th grade where we do have the issue. So if you don't have cell phone problems, then just disregard that, or whatever incentive it is that you use with middle schoolers. Build credibility by being prepared. Know what's on the lesson plan. So earlier in the basics section, I said, make sure that you arrive early. And if you're someone like me who has to read the lesson plan million, bajillion, bagillion times to know what they're doing, know what the lesson plan is. Now, you don't have to know it. Like, I'm not a math major, so to me, like, when they say, okay, we're going to be doing like trigonometry stuff, I would kind of like, I'd go in there and highlight like the main thing that they're doing, or I would just project it on the board. So when I'm talking, introducing myself and giving my expectations, it's already up there, so it looks like I know what I'm talking about. And I might not be knowing, but it's right there, so it looks like I know. Avoid public power struggles. Pull students aside if needed, if they're being very difficult. Never escalate a situation. It's only going to make your work harder if they are fighting with you with whatever it is that you are wanting them to do. So just refrain from that. Again, just stay calm and be firm, but pick your battles with it. And if you really need help, you can call the office, call another teacher. Give sincere praise, but don't overdo it. So these students can smell fake enthusiasm. So just acknowledge when things are going well. Set the tone immediately. Be professional, calm, and confident. You can say something like, I'm here to keep things on track. Let's make this easy for all of us. Be prepared and know what's on the lesson plan. Students are really quick to test the substitute teacher, and they can sense a uncertainty and disorganization. So they're gonna really feel if you are not feeling confident and you're just like nervous because of whatever. I've been there, and luckily sometimes I had good classes, but especially like if you're covering and you're like coming in and you're like, okay, like, you know, like you're just not prepared, just try to be calm and fake it till you make it. Respect their maturity, but don't be too relaxed. Don't be relaxed. Kind, but being firm always wins over trying to be their friend. Never try to be their friend. It's not going to go well for you because they're just going to walk all over you like a doormat. Give clear expectations, and you can even put time limits on it. I would say about 3 expectations that are like age appropriate, of course, for them to be able to follow for the day. If they are working on something and the teacher says this should take about 20-25 minutes, you can say, guys, this is going to take you about 20-25 minutes. This is what you have to do here, and then at the end, show me your work. You can have your phone, or whatever they have to do next. Use humor wisely. Don't force it. I'm not funny, so there's no way I can like use humor unless it's like something natural that happens, but a little goes a long way. But always just maintain your authority. Don't tolerate disrespect, but don't escalate. You can say something like, you don't have to like me, but you do need to follow these rules. Let's just move on, okay? Being firm, not being mean, and not trying to be their friend. Keep your tone neutral and professional. Avoid sarcasm if necessary, or emotionally charged responses. Circulate the room often. Again, this is proximity, so see what they're doing. Walk around every few minutes and monitor what's on their screens. Ask if they need anything, if they found the assignment okay, if they downloaded the assignment okay. However, this also prevents them from getting on their cell phone if you gave that as an expectation, and it helps with off-task talking as well. Enforce the teacher's policy and not your own. So, for example, with this, I know I say this, state your expectations, but let's just use the cell phone rule because I think that's the easiest for all of us. In my district, cell phones are not allowed in class. Like, it's in the handbook, but we all know that teenagers are addicted to their phones and they use their phones. And I'd been a sub where I had a teacher be like, no ifs, ands, or buts. From the time that they walk into the classroom to the bell rings to go to next period, they are not to use their cell phones. If they get their cell phones, write their name down and they're getting a detention. Or I have other teachers say, usually they put their cell phones in the pockets, but if you want them to have them or you want them to put them in there, that's fine. Just do what you think is right. Or they put their phones in the calculator pouch, then they're going to show you their work and then they can get their cell phone. So many teachers who are organized with their lesson plans and clear and concise in their lesson plans, they will state that in what they want you to do. So I don't want to say like this is what you say, but the teachers would kind of like in the lesson plan will say the policy or their policy. So stick with that before giving some type of rule. Have meaningful backup plans. Before you go to just having a study hall or anything, and these students maybe they finish their work early and you're like, I don't want them to have a study hall because I know that they're going to be like talking the entire time. You can do something with them. I mean, I'm sure that they would probably appreciate it instead of just sitting on their phones, and they're probably sitting on their phones a lot because they're bored at school. Up to you. You could do something like a journal prompt, a discussion question, this or that. Even if they all finish at different times, you can just tell them to read a book or do something quiet. You know, it could be a study hall. That's up to you. Maintain privacy and professionalism. Never discuss grades. That's not even something as a day-to-day sub that you would have. Don't discuss any other students that you had in class. So, for example, say something went wrong, like you had a student who got in trouble in your class and another period comes in and they're like, hey, I heard so-and-so did this. Like, shut it down immediately. Don't talk about another student. It's going to get around to that student, to the principal, and eventually to the parent, and that parent is going to like, enough said. Never ever talk about their teacher or a teacher. Now, one thing to know is like, for me, I had the same teachers that the students have now. So, because I had subbed and worked at my alma mater. So for me, I can say, hey guys, I had your teacher when I was in your grade, you know, and I can just say like, oh yeah, she's someone that she's very strict at this point or whatever. But I wouldn't sit there and say, she is nasty and I hated this and like gossiping. Like, don't do that. You can say that you enjoyed being in their class, or I felt like she was a really hard teacher, like she was really hard on me, something like that. But just don't say anything rude about the teacher. Kids will probably tell, and the teens remember everything. Classroom management as a substitute teacher isn't about having total control. It's about creating enough structure, trust, and respect so that learning can still happen in the classroom, even if you're short on time. Whether you're in a kindergarten class that's totally full of energy, or you're in a high school classroom with all the eye rolls, the key is to remain calm, clear, and confident. Every single class is different, and not every day is going to be perfect. But the more tools that you have in your toolbox, the better prepared you are to take on managing the classroom. So keep showing up, keep learning what works, and remember that you have every right to hold that classroom with confidence and care.